Chase Center will host the NBA All-Star Game next February. It is the first time the game will be played in San Francisco since 1967 at the Cow Palace. We took a trip down memory lane with the MVP that night, Rick Barry.
I have that picture, actually.
It's been a while since Rick Barry visited the Cow Palace.
I remember our bench was right over there. Their other bench was over there.
This was home for the Warriors during parts of several seasons in the 1960s.
When I walked in back over there and I never saw that part of the arena before. So I just showed up and went up to the locker room, and I would never get to the locker rooms early. I always got there late. I didn't want to be sitting around. Guys come out and I know they're out there shooting around before the game. I never wanted to use 1 ounce of energy before the game. I knew I'm going to play 40-something minutes a game. I didn't want to use my energy up before the game, get loose, go back in the locker room like college. I go nuts when I watch college. They come out, they warm up, they go back in. They come out, they warm up, they go back in. What the hell do you want to do that for?
Welcome to the historic Cow Palace in San Francisco.
Barry last played here nearly 50 years ago when Golden State had to move their home games for the 1975 finals because the Ice Capades were at the Oakland Coliseum.
I remember I got a breakaway basket and Reardon fouled me pretty badly, and I made 2 free throws to put us up by 1, and then they missed a couple of shots here. George Johnson got the rebound, and we all headed to the locker room, knowing that we're going to be up 3-0.
Mike is up firing, in and out. Hayes down with a rebound. Hayes back up, not there. Johnson's got it, it's over. Golden State has done it again.
2 nights later, the Warriors won their first title.
What was the flight back like? Super. It was a great flight. We had a great time.
A 4-game sweep against a Bullets team that everybody picked to win the series.
I don't really care what the talking heads say. Okay, most of them don't know half of what they think they know. And so you just have to have confidence in yourself and your abilities and believe in yourself. And I think we believed in each other. I mean, I thought it was quite humorous myself when everybody's saying that, yeah, they're going to sweep them at all, you know, Reardon can guard Barry. But Mike Reardon can guard me.
Barry was named Finals MVP, and the only thing that slowed him down in the series was an AMC.
The MVP of the championship series, Sport Magazine, right, usually got a Corvette because Chevrolet was the sponsor. That year, they switched sponsors. It was AMC, and I got a freaking Pacer. So, you see, that year, I'm not only no White House, no cover of Sports Illustrated, a freaking Pacer for the MVP. I mean, it just wasn't meant to be, okay?
It wasn't all bad for Barry. Playing for the Warriors gave him the chance to meet San Francisco's other iconic number 24.
I got to be his friend, which is like hard to believe. You know, I mean, come on, just think about it. What a great country. I mean, where in some other country can a kid growing up have a sports hero that he just absolutely idolizes, and you get to be friends with him later in life? I mean, come on. Somebody wrote that down. They said, well, this is fantasy. It's not going to happen.
The 80-year-old certainly still has his fastball.
I could have been a really good baseball player. I wish I had. If I had to do it again, I would. I would like to be like Bo Jackson, those guys, you know, not that I'm going to break a bat over my thing like that, but or over my head. But no, I would have loved to have been a 2-sport guy.
I'd say he chose the right sport. Barry was a 12-time All-Star and in the starting lineup when the Cow Palace hosted the game in 1967.
I have a picture from that game. 7 people are in the photograph, black and white photograph. All 7 are top 50 players.
Barry scored 38 points to earn MVP honors, but he still believes that award should have gone to his Warriors teammate, Nate Thurmond.
He went up against Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and Jerry Lucas. That was their starting team in the front line. And I was with Nate, of course, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Elgin started or it was Dave DeBusschere, but we were very relatively small compared to them. But it's a great example, as I said, when you do have an all-star game, they should have 2 awards. They should have a most valuable player and a most outstanding player. They're not necessarily the same. In that game, the most valuable player on our team was Nate Thurmond to me. I would have been most outstanding player. Nate would have been most valuable player.
Could we see a most outstanding player added to next year's All-Star game at Chase Center?
Maybe they'll change it before I die. I'm going to keep on them until I do pass away, because they shouldn't be. It's just wrong. And plus the fact you shouldn't even have a most valuable player in their game anymore, because it's not a game.
The Hall of Famer had plenty of takes about the state of the NBA, But let's get back to playing in an arena that first opened its doors in 1941. Was that court kind of a comfort
It's
zone
not,
for
not
you?
the court, the
Because-
baskets. I love the baskets. I told people the baskets are like sewer pipes. When I heard we were going to play our 2 games at the Cow Palace,
You're
I
like,
said,
all right.
No, I said, did they still have the same baskets? And they
Really?
said, yeah. I said, okay, let's go. I mean, yeah. I mean, they were very soft. Let me tell you, the rims when we played, they didn't have collapsible rims. These were rock solid stuff that were like trampolines. If you shot the ball, and Jeff Mullins and I was always check the balls to make sure it didn't have too much air in it and see how high they're bouncing. You have a ball with a lot of air and you hit one of those non-collapsible rims, it's like a trampoline sending it into outer space. I mean, it was crazy. And yeah, in fact, when we played, sometimes we would carry a wrench with us. When we had those crazy shoot-arounds, which I absolutely hated, the shoot-arounds in the morning, if we felt that the rim and it was too tight, we'd go up and loosen up the bolts a little bit so we get that thing to have a little give in it. I mean, it was crazy how that was so hard. Now, and the Cow Palace rims were great.